Hi guys, I'm a Forester here with 3 advantages of being retired that I experienced just today. So the first one, I'll go over them as quickly as possible. The first one is having the time to do repairs, troubleshooting repairs on vehicles that I have. The vehicle I'm working on today is the 2003 Buick Regal that I've shown you on earlier videos before. I'm having a problem with it not accelerating, especially when going uphill. And I can get up to about 35 miles per hour if it's on a fairly steep hill. And then I just have to get to the top of the hill before I can speed up going down. And it has developed over a period of time. I've had a check engine light, and I'm finally getting around to trying some repairs. I've done some of the more obvious ones that come up when you do a Google search about it. But the ones I'm doing today are I'm changing 2 valves. This is the PCV valve, so I'm going to replace that. That's a fairly inexpensive part, $5 or so. And then the purge valve, I'm going to replace that one. And then the third thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the mass airflow sensor. So there's some special spray that you can get that does a good job on cleaning that without leaving any residue. So I'm going to do these 3 in addition to 3 other cures that I've already tried that didn't help. I think that's basically what mechanics do. They try things until they find the solution. So I have the time to do this, so I'm glad to do it. I actually enjoy doing these type of repairs. So all 3 of these together, you might be interested, cost $84. So that's not that expensive of a repair if it solves the problem. The second thing that I learned today is an advantage of being retired, is taking cuttings and prunings from the yard to the dump. Usually I do that on Saturday mornings, and that's the busiest time at the dump. Sometimes the cars are lined up all the way down the driveway and down the highway. And I have had times where I've had to go 3 separate times on one Saturday to finally get through when the line was short enough to where I would wait. So it was nice to be able to go there this morning. It opens up at 7. I was there by 7:30, and there was no line whatsoever. I unloaded my limbs and cuttings and whatnot from cleaning up in the yard after the last storm, and being on my way. That was a great advantage, really time saver. And the third advantage is what I'm doing right now, making a video. So I'm making more videos, I think, in retirement than I did when I was working. And when I was working, Saturday morning was my time to make a video. But Saturdays were the days when I had to do everything else because I was working during the week. A lot of times I was traveling, so I was in travel mode, not even here at home. But being able to make a video when a thought occurs to me, like 3 advantages to being retired, like today, it's so much more convenient. I'm not having to prepare. It's a fresh idea on my mind, and I can just sit down and share it with you. And I'm finding that these videos are much more relaxed than the videos that I made before I retired. You can chime in on that. Do they seem more relaxed, more informal? I hope so. I'm enjoying doing them now more than I did before. That's 3 advantages of being retired. As others occur to me, I'll bring those to you also. Y'all take care.